I was a seasoned treasure hunter, driven by the allure of forgotten artifacts and the promise of hidden riches. My name is Daniel Hartman, and I had dedicated my life to exploring the mysteries of the past. My latest expedition had led me to a remote island off the coast of South America. Legend spoke of a lost civilization that had thrived here centuries ago, leaving behind a wealth of artifacts buried beneath the soil. Determined to unearth their secrets, I tirelessly navigated the treacherous terrain. Days turned into weeks, and just as I began to lose hope, I stumbled upon an ancient temple concealed by the thick vegetation. Its crumbling walls whispered of forgotten tales, and I felt a surge of excitement course through my veins. Carefully, I ventured inside, my eyes scanning the dimly lit chamber for signs of hidden treasures. And there, on an ornate pedestal, rested the artifact that would change my life forever, a golden amulet adorned with intricate symbols. Its beauty was undeniable, but something about it felt wrong. Ignoring the nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach, I reached out and clutched the relic in my trembling hand. As I held the amulet, a shiver ran down my spine, as if a cold gust of wind had passed through the temple. Unbeknownst to me, the relic carried a curse, a malevolent force that had been sealed away for centuries. With my touch, I unwittingly unleashed the darkness that had slumbered within. At first, the curse seemed harmless. A series of unsettling dreams plagued my nights, filled with shadowy figures and eerie whispers. But soon, the nightmares bled into my waking hours, haunting my every step. Faces in the crowd morphed into twisted visages, and whispers echoed through empty rooms. Desperate to rid myself of the curse, I delved into ancient texts and consulted experts in the field of paranormal phenomena. Their advice led me to a remote village nestled in the mountains, where a reclusive wise woman claimed to possess the knowledge to break the curse. The wise woman, Maria, hailed from a long line of spiritual healers. Her weathered face and piercing gaze spoke of a lifetime burdened with ancient secrets. She welcomed me into her humble abode, adorned with talismans and symbols of protection. As I shared my tale, Maria's expression grew solemn. She revealed that the amulet held the essence of a vengeful spirit, a being that sought to claim souls in its relentless quest for power. To break the curse, I would need to confront the darkness head-on. Guided by Maria's wisdom, I embarked on a perilous journey through a realm where nightmares materialized and illusions blurred reality. The malevolent force, now fully awakened, taunted me at every turn. It whispered cruel promises of eternal suffering, its tendrils of darkness closing in around me. But I refused to succumb. Armed with the knowledge imparted by Maria, I channeled my inner strength and confronted the malevolent force. As the malevolent force loomed before me, its presence twisted the air and cast a suffocating darkness upon the room. With trembling hands, I clutched the amulet tightly, its golden surface pulsating with an ominous energy. I summoned the courage to speak the ancient incantations taught to me by Maria, hoping they would hold the power to banish the curse. As the words left my lips, a blinding light erupted from the amulet, engulfing the room in a radiant glow. The malevolent force writhed and shrieked, its ethereal form dissipating like smoke in the wind. A wave of relief washed over me, but it was short-lived. For as the malevolent force vanished, an overwhelming sense of dread swept through my body. I felt the weight of the curse intensify, clinging to me like a relentless parasite. It became clear that the curse had taken root within me, merging its essence with my very soul. Desperate and on the brink of despair, I returned to Maria, my voice trembling with a mixture of fear and determination. She explained that the curse had chosen me as its vessel, and the only way to break free was to sacrifice the relic that had brought such darkness into my life. Together, we embarked on a perilous journey to a sacred site where a mystical portal awaited. The relic, pulsating with the malevolent force, had to be destroyed within the portal's threshold, severing the connection between the curse and my soul. As we reached the portal, a tempest of emotions raged within me. I stared into the abyss, the ancient relic clutched tightly in my hands. I could sense the malevolent force straining against its confinement, desperate to maintain its grip on me. Summoning every ounce of strength and resolve, I hurled the amulet into the portal. An explosion of energy erupted, shaking the very foundation of my being. The curse's grip on my soul weakened, its influence waning with each passing moment. In the aftermath, I stood before the portal, breathless and weary. The relic was gone, its malevolent essence swallowed by the abyss. A sense of liberation washed over me as the remnants of the curse dissipated, leaving only a faint echo of its once overwhelming presence. But the experience had changed me. I had peered into the depths of darkness and emerged scarred yet resilient. I had come face to face with a malevolent force that sought to claim my soul, and I had triumphed against all odds. As I walked away from the portal, a newfound appreciation for life coursed through my veins. The curse had been broken, but the lessons it imparted would forever shape my journey. I would forever be vigilant, aware of the dangers that lurked in the shadows, and committed to safeguarding the delicate balance between light and darkness. The curse of the ancient relic had tested my spirit, but I had emerged stronger. And as I ventured forth into the unknown, I carried the weight of my experience as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the eternal struggle between the forces of good and evil. As I stood there, contemplating the weight of my ordeal, I couldn't help but wonder if the malevolent force had truly been vanquished. Had the destruction of the relic truly severed its connection to me, or was it merely lying dormant, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again? Haunted by these thoughts, I returned to the solace of my small, secluded cottage on the outskirts of town. The scars of the curse still lingered, both physically and emotionally. The sleepless nights and the haunting nightmares served as a constant reminder of the darkness that had once consumed me. Days turned into weeks, and I immersed myself in research, seeking answers and delving into the arcane knowledge of ancient curses. I consulted dusty tomes and sought the counsel of wise elders, hoping to uncover a way to ensure that the malevolent force would never return. One evening, as I delved deeper into my studies, a revelation struck me like a bolt of lightning. The curse's power had been derived from an ancient ritual, one that bound the malevolent force to the relic. If I could reverse the ritual, if I could dismantle the dark enchantment, perhaps I could finally break free from its clutches. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, I embarked on a treacherous quest to locate the scattered remnants of the ritual. It led me to remote places and perilous encounters, where ancient guardians and mystical creatures tested my resolve. But with each obstacle overcome, I grew closer to unearthing the knowledge I sought. Finally, after weeks of relentless pursuit, I stood before the final piece of the ritual, the Tome of Reversal. It was said to hold the key to unraveling the dark magic that had bound the malevolent force to the relic. With trembling hands, I opened the ancient book, its pages crackling with arcane power. As I deciphered the cryptic instructions, a surge of anticipation coursed through me. The words beckoned me to a hidden chamber deep within an ancient temple, a place where the final stage of the reversal ritual awaited. Guided by the words of the tome, I navigated the treacherous paths and confronted the guardians that stood in my way. Their eyes glowed with a fierce determination, but I pressed forward, fueled by a mixture of fear and unwavering resolve. Finally, I reached the heart of the temple, a chamber bathed in an ethereal glow. A pedestal stood at its center, upon which the relic had once rested. I knew that undoing the dark enchantment would require me to recreate the ritual, but with one crucial difference this time: the intent would be to sever all ties to the malevolent force, forever. As I chanted the ancient incantations, the chamber trembled, and a spectral presence materialized before me. It was the malevolent force, its ethereal form writhing with rage and desperation. It lashed out, attempting to thwart my efforts, but I persisted, channeling every ounce of strength into the ritual. A blinding light engulfed the chamber, and I felt the ancient curse unraveling, its hold over me weakening with each passing moment. The malevolent force shrieked in defiance, its form dissipating into nothingness. As the light subsided, I stood there, breathless and victorious. The curse of the ancient relic had been fully broken, its malevolent force banished from my life. I had confronted the darkness head-on, stared into the abyss, and emerged triumphant. With a renewed sense of purpose, I left the temple, forever severed from the malevolent force that had once plagued me. The curse had become a distant memory, a chapter in my life that had shaped me but no longer defined me. As I walked out of the temple, I felt a weight lifted off my shoulders. The burden of the curse had finally been lifted, and a sense of freedom washed over me. I knew that my encounter with the malevolent force had changed me, but I refused to let it consume me any longer. Returning to my cottage, I took a moment to reflect on my journey. The ancient relic, once a source of fascination and greed, had become a catalyst for darkness and suffering. It had taken everything from me, but it had also led me on a path of self-discovery and redemption. In the days that followed, I focused on rebuilding my life. I reconnected with old friends, pursued forgotten passions, and found solace in the simple joys of everyday life. The scars of the curse began to fade, both physically and emotionally, as I embraced the light that had emerged from the shadows. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.